Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Sunday morning. And oh my goodness, I can't see that anyone is there until I actually hit go live. It's the craziest thing. I would like to go live earlier. I've just been standing here for like 20 minutes. Let me say hello to Can you please just tell me your name so I don't have to do that again? Good morning, Daryl. Yes, we're going to talk about the weather. Michael, how are you, Michael? Can you remind me where you're writing from? I don't remember, but I remember your name. And where are you writing from too? And Hakimi is in Malaysia. That's so helpful that you changed your name. I mean, helpful for me. I don't know if it's helpful for you. Ecocentric, you're on my mind. In fact, I have right here, see, already made a note, ecocentric, because I just heard like in the last half hour that there's 12 feet of snow in Newfoundland. And I want to give you, I am going, the song for today is going to, I have a song, I'm going to sing a song, and it's for all my snowed in friends. So stay with me. Don't leave without telling me, ecocentric. And ecocentric, if you could please just tell me your name, first name. Kevin in Florida, hello. And Hits, video is not playing. Yes, it is now. It wasn't 8 o'clock. Hits is in India. Good morning, India. Let's see, Lisa is here. Lisa Lee is here, fantastic. And of course, Rebecca is here from Louisville, and it's snowing there. We're going to be talking about snow. I'm going to be singing about snow. Let's see, warm and windy. Denise, good morning. And Kevin, let's see. Yes, there's a cold front everywhere. It's cold here, and that's why I'm inside, everybody. I was outside last week, as you recall. It took me an hour to warm up when I got offline. And I said, no, I'm being a wimp, and I'm being inside today. Let's see, Johnny, good morning. And Dawson, Pennsylvania, that's Gilbert, right? I want to say that's Gilbert Murphy. Dawson, Pennsylvania, good morning. Travis, Aiden, good morning. Diana from Faithful Flowers, Lisa Lee, thank you. I am doing well. I am still nursing this thing, having to take care of this thing. I'll show you my progress. I fell Saturday before yesterday, a week ago, and it's still a little bruised, as you can see, a little swollen, but I can't really move this right here. And he said there might be actually like a hairline fracture in there, and I'm wondering if that's why I can't really move that. I should be able to do that, right? So I'm working on that. I don't want to get too far. Let's see. Let's see. And Jen is here from St. George. No, wait. Island, Prince George's Island. Wait, Prince George's Island. Did I say that right? No, Prince Charles. No, it's not Prince Charles. Why do I always get that mixed up, Jen? I always get it mixed up. It's St. George's Island. Jamela is here from Trinidad and Tobago, and Gina is here from North Carolina. Debbie Archibald, good morning. C. Keating. I want to say that stands for Charles, but I'm not sure. Do I have that right? And good morning in Ireland. Do you have snow there? We're going to be talking about snow. I just want to say good morning to everyone, and then we'll get to the other stuff. Snowing in Dawson. Yes, Gilbert. And I'm sure it's snowing in Pennsylvania. And I have a lot of late bloomer fans in Pennsylvania, but many of them are in church this morning, and they don't tune in to my live streams, which is why I have to find a new time for my live stream. Argentina has the same weather as Ireland? Oh, wow. Let's see. Thank you, Lisa Lee. Yes, I'm trying. I really am. I'm doing kind of everything that. This was just one of those things where I actually talked about it last Sunday, but I was careful coming down the stairs. I wasn't carrying anything. I was done. I was leaving, but it was dusk, and the front, there's a railing all the way down the stairs, the two things of stairs. And then when you step outside, there's one little step, and it's the same stone on the top as it is on the bottom. And it was dusk, and I did not see that depth. I didn't see it. I didn't look. I went to the eye doctor. I was recommended, go get your eyes checked this week. So I did. And he said, it's not your glasses or your contacts. It's you didn't look. So I just have to be sure and go like that before I take a step. Christina, good morning. I know it's early for you. I appreciate you getting up early. It actually is not dreary outside my office. Christina said she thought it looked dreary. It isn't. The sun it's just so low. The sun is so low in the sky, and it's coming in at an angle. I'm going to give you a better look if I can. You see the sun rays coming that's the angle. 8 o'clock in the morning, and the sun is so low in the sky, but it is January. So, and then, of course, I have the camellia bush and the shed that blocks the sun. So it's not dreary. It's beautiful, but it's windy and cold. And I didn't want to be outside. And here is Kate. Kate is tuning in from south of Austin, Texas. Brian is in New Jersey. Good morning. And Travis says, what does Travis say? Rainy and warm here I forget that you're in Florida, Travis. You and Kevin Kevin, where are you? Where'd you go? Big Wave, Florida. Travis, you and Big Wave, Florida. That's Kevin. You should connect. Let's see. That's good. That's good, Gilbert. And so does Kate. Ticky Cat. Good morning. Where are you writing from? I think maybe this is the first time you've tuned in. Argencia. Yes, that's my fault. I thought you misspelled Argentina. Kevin, that's my fault. And I just said Argentina, even though I saw that it was spelled differently. That's my fault. Let's see. Kate will be on top of everybody, getting everybody to do this today and posting my links. And she is the most awesome monitor. All of my monitors are awesome, but she goes the extra step and posts my links and everything. And I really appreciate that. St. Petersburg. And Amal is here from Saudi. Good morning. And okay, everybody, I always do this. You know, I'm a Young Living essential oils distributor. I know a lot of people use essential oils, and I've been using essential oils on my injury on my hand. In fact, I mixed up a blend. It's right here. I mixed up a blend. I posted this on Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw it, but this has rosemary, wintergreen, lavender, cypress, a whole bunch of stuff in here, and it smells incredible. Put a few drops of carrier oil, and then I'm just slathering that on my hand several times a day. But the oil for today is a new blend from Young Living called Dragon Time. And Dragon Time, I actually have it here. I absolutely love the smell of this. I think it would appeal to, it's so earthy. I just know it would appeal to men as well as women. And it is a proprietary blend of fennel, clary sage, marjoram, lavender, blue yarrow. Yarrow is very good for injuries, as well as comfrey. And I've been using comfrey as well on my comfrey root on my hand as well. And jasmine essential oils. It's sweet herbaceous aroma. It's not that sweet, though. I think it's more earthy than sweet. Can help promote feelings of stability and calm. And, you know, our world is so unstable. And I really love this, and I'm recommending that. And if you have any interest in talking to me about essential oils, Kate probably will be able to post the link for, it's actually kayecottrell.marketingsense.com. It's that simple. SCENTS. I want to give shout outs because there is someone that watches all of my videos and my live streams. She has never left a comment, and she is the only, you know, you try to make an influence when you have, oh gosh, Jack, you know, our resident meteorologist who is usually moderating, is, they were going to try to get out of town. He just texted, he said he can't watch right now. They were going to try to get to Texas, but I think the weather, they're in Maryland, so they're like, they've got, everything's covered in ice, so they didn't get out. What was I saying? There are people that watch my live streams and videos that never comment, and I don't know that they're there, but I do happen to know because she's my neighbor. One of my neighbors watches all of my videos and live streams, as well as my realtor, who's my oldest friend in Pacific Palisades. She also watches all of my my stuff, and that's Terry Walker and Rhonda Beershank. I want to give shout outs to them. They never leave comments. No one knows they're there, but I know they're there, and I want to give shout outs to everyone who's watching who does not ever leave a comment, because I don't know you're there if you don't. And if you are watching and you've never left a comment and we don't know you're there, please leave a comment right now. I am inviting you to do that. I want to give a shout out to Salsan Fahimi, who is the one that took me to the fantastic permaculture garden down in San Diego County. She wrote up a piece for, they have a big garden club down there, and she wrote up a piece for me coming down for the video that we did and stuff for the garden club, and I really appreciate that. All outreach is welcome, which is why if you care to buy a Late Bloomer t-shirt and promote this channel, I would be very, very pleased, and I'm sure Kate would be happy to post that bonfire.com/late-bloomer link. Let's see, what are we talking about? Are we talking about teaching, Christina? It looks like we are. No, Kate, that's not it. You got to have my name in there. There we go. It didn't look like it caught, did it? Here we go. There we go. If anybody wants to get in touch with me about essential oils, right there, or, you know, at the end of every video, I've got a little hot link there at the end of every, Debbie Archibald went to get coffee. Let's see. What do we, oil is great. Oh, Joanne, I hope I didn't even see you until you're going. Thank you so much for tuning in briefly. Let's see, what are we talking about? We're talking about mosquitoes. Edwin from is in England still, and I'm wondering when you're going to get back. Oh no, Edwin went into the flu, went into Christmas with the flu, and he had all this company fly over from the United States to England for Christmas, and now he's got a chest cold. So you know what you got to do, Ed? You got to have that bone broth, and you got to stay inside and keep warm and drink a lot of vitamin C. Take care of yourself. Citronella, Kevin, you've got mosquitoes at 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I have citronella oil. You of course can buy that, you know, just Burt's Bees. Not that I like to promote Burt's Bees anymore because they were bought by a big corporation, but they used to be a little family-owned business. But anyway, they have a preparation for that's natural for mosquitoes. But citronella is the one. Let's see. Rosie Finnegan, good morning from Italy. Oh, you're welcome, Rosie. Thank you for tuning in. Where are you in Italy? I really want to come back to Italy. Let's see if I missed. Good morning, Elaine. South Alabama, 29. Woo, that's cold. I'm actually surprised you have mosquitoes, Kevin, in this cold weather. Okay, let's see. Daryl is knee-deep in seed catalogs. That's a great thing to do in January. Oh, it jumped. I don't know if I missed. Let's see. I'm drinking cacao as usual. 74 degrees in Florida and everywhere else it's cold. RA. Oh, RA, I hope you're going to, what are you doing? Are you having any bone broth, organic bone broth? Have somebody bring you some bone broth. It'll give you a lot of protein, even though it's just liquid. There's a lot of protein in bone broth. And, you need protein, you need vitamin C, RA, and I hope you get to feeling better very soon. Let's see, Milan. I have never been to Milan. My son went to Milan, and I'm hoping he tunes in for just 10 minutes. I begged him if he would. Let's see. Thank you so much, Rosie. Let's see. Gaurav, it is night in India. Where are you writing from, Gaurav, in India? India is a big country, and Hits is here from India as well. Let's see. Below freezing in the mornings. Ed, I told you to get back here before it got cold over there, but you didn't listen. Oh, yes. And Rebecca, Food Forest Next Door, she's trying to copy me. Okay. She's trying to copy me. She got hurt. She hurt her hand. And so she's trying to get that fixed up. So send a little TL. Wow, we got a lot of people that need TLC today. Ed has a chest cold, and RA is getting over the flu, and Rebecca has a hand thing, and I have a hand thing, and we all just need to take care of each other. Ecocentric, it's 16 degrees. Do you have 12 feet of snow? And Ecocentric, tell me your name. Because I can't remember. And I'll make it Remington Howell, Jonathan County, North Carolina. I don't know if you're anywhere near Gina, but Gina's in North Carolina. Yes. That is so smart. Christina says she has a cup of bone broth daily. And so does Kate. Kate just told me that she did the same thing. Thank you, Lisa. Jotham. I thought last time that I would never forget that. And of course I did. Let's see. I just throwing a question out there. If anybody has had any problems downloading the free ebook from my website, latebloomershow.com. If you are just getting started into gardening, I don't know why it doesn't post the www when you do that, but it doesn't. So I'm going to do that again. If you are just getting started into gardening, or if you know someone who is, have them go to my website. It's free. You can subscribe to my website by clicking a couple of pop-ups and then download that free ebook. And I just want to make sure that that's working. Somebody not complained, but mentioned last week they'd had a problem with that. Clout Gangster. Yes. Did you have a problem, Clout Gangster. What is your real name? Okay. And there's Nahi Triu. How do you do that? I love you. Oh, thank you so much. How do I pronounce your name? Nahi Triu? I don't know if I said that right. Where are you writing from, by the way? That's a very unusual name, at least to me. Lamb broth on a cold day is the best. Lamb broth is harder for us to get, Amal. Not as easy. Cloud, are you in LA? Because I had forgotten that. Depends. If you're away from the ocean, there's all kinds of stuff you can start planting. You can start planting, you can start seeding all your stuff for warm season. You can go ahead and start seeding peppers and tomatoes for indoors, and you can in trays. And outside, if you have beds outside, you can go ahead and plant chard, and you can plant plants. If you plant chard seed now, could take a while before you're actually eating chard. But if you plant chard in a cooler place in your yard, not so bright and hot and sweltering and sunny, chard can go like practically all year if you like chard. But chard, by the way, guys, is one of the most nutritious vegetables. Gaurav is an officer in the Indian Army. Fantastic. YouTube has changed the way to download. I don't know. Send me an email, Ed. I don't know what Ed watches me on television. He has his television hooked up so he can watch me on television. So I'm not exactly sure what is going on. Gaurav grows vegetables at his home. Let's see, 12 feet. Jothan says there are 12 feet of snow on the ground. This is a perfect time to sing this song. Okay, everybody, this one is actually for Jen and George. Wait, did I get that right? Oh, let's see. Jen. I just want to make sure I have the name right. Gary. Where did I get George? I knew that wasn't right. This is for Jen and Gary. They're in whatever that island is that I can never remember. I want to say it's Prince George's Island. It's not Prince George. It's not St. George. Maybe it's St. George's Island. Anyway, it's close to Newfoundland, and there's 12 feet of snow in Newfoundland. And Jen, who is on Good Green Gardens here, so say hello to Jen. Jen and Ecocentric are in the same part of the world. Jen and Gary, her husband, made it here between the storms. They have a foot of snow there, but they're in the midst of another storm. I know here it's morning, but over there it's later. And so I thought this song would be appropriate. And I'm not, if you don't know what in the world I'm doing by singing a song, I just started singing songs because somebody requested it. I'm not a professional singer. It's just to bring a little joy into your life, and hopefully it will. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I've brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And that's for all my snowed in friends. Prince Edward Island. Thank you, Kevin. Prince Edward. Take a note. You're back in school, okay? Prince Edward Island. Jothan. I'm going to remember this stuff. I hope MMM was still on because they like to hear me sing. Let's see. MMM is asking what is the best olive oil or coconut oil. It has everything to do with what's available in your area. But if you can get virgin, there are many wonderful brands. But if you're in this country, there are many wonderful brands. I don't know. I don't remember where you are. So, but just look for extra virgin coconut oil and olive oil. And raw and unfiltered, of course, is the best. Okay, Ed, thank you. Oh, we're just not going to talk about that, Gaurav. And I certainly hope to God we aren't. Okay, let's see. Edward. Prince Edward Island. I got it. Thank you, everyone. Oh. PEI mussels are the best. I have no idea what that is, Kevin. Thank you. It's Stephen, right? You never changed that. Stephen Mildengren. Oh, I don't know if it's so imaginative, but Julie. Julie, where are you? Are you snowed in? Thank you, Amal. I don't have another song prepared. If somebody suggests something that I know, I'll be happy to sing it. Let's see. Faye David. Hi, Kaye. Big hug from Sweden. Well, your growing season is so short in Sweden. It seems like it might be a little bit early because you have to kind of be able to set out your seedlings when they're ready to be set out. Now, if they have a greenhouse to go into, that's one thing. But if you're trying to set them out into the yard in Sweden, I think you probably wouldn't want to start seeds until the beginning of March. But I'm in zone 11A, so I'm not knowledgeable about that. Is anybody else really far north? Oh, is Carl here from Ireland? Who's here from farther north? Somebody's here from Ireland. I'm trying to think if anybody else is farther north. Well, Newfoundland. It depends on, I guess, if you're really snowed in. But I have a feeling it's too soon, Faye. And I'm assuming I'm saying that right, Faye. Let's see. Okay, thank you, R.A. Well, I always thought being a singer would be like the greatest thing ever. And I still think that, to stand in front of, thousands of people and to sing really well and for them to enjoy it would be like the ultimate, much better than just being an actor. But thank you, Rebecca. Our scientist is weighing in. I need you around, Rebecca. Rebecca says 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost date. So, Faye, you need to look up and see when your last frost date is in Sweden and work backwards from there. So Ahmed. Okay. MMM is Ahmed. and it seemed like we had another Ahmed, but Hakimi has changed. He's in Malaysia, and Ahmed is in Saudi Arabia, and so is Amal. So you can talk to Amal, MMM. You're not the only person on the chat that tunes in from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Yes, I do, Gaurav, use Facebook. You can find Late Bloomer Show on Facebook. You can also find me as an actress on Facebook. And yeah, and of course, Instagram as well. Let's see. Julie is in India. Well, but it's not. I thought you meant it's snowing where you are, and that's why it was perfect timing for you to tune in. But anyway, you're in India, and I am so grateful that you planted a vegetable garden because of me. That makes me so happy, and I hope your first garden is a success. And since you've already planted one, maybe you don't need it, but you know, you can go to my website and get a free ebook that you can download, and it's just got it's 10 steps to a great first garden. And also, while you're at my website, everybody, we have we've been working on the next quarter, or what do you want, the next few calendars of the month, April, May, and June. And they're not on my website yet, but if you have not been to my website, go to my website and download the calendar planners for the year. And calendar planner. Let's see if that comes up. Yes, it does. And download my calendar planners and let's plan this year together. My very next trip, I hope my year this year has lots of trips. I would love to go to India. I would love to go back to England. I want to go to the East Coast. I want to go to Pennsylvania again. There's so many people I'd like to see that I didn't get to see the first time. Tracy Garnes, I would love to see in Pennsylvania, and Gilbert. And so we'll see what I manage. But you know, I've got some things I have to accomplish here first. Just for those of you who are tuning in who don't know my situation, this house is for sale. I have come to terms with selling my home of 25 years, which includes my garden. It's not going to be easy those final days that after it sells, but I have come to terms with embracing change, and so and trying to do it gracefully without falling too much. Anyway, the house is on the market. It's, it went on the market in November, and which wasn't the best time. First we had fires, then we had holidays. And so now it's January, and we're having another open house today. We have one next week. And hopefully I am praying that someone will come and see the house and want to buy it today. The sooner the better, because once everything, all the papers get signed and money gets transferred and everything, then I will have options for Daryl. For Daryl's my Tennessee scout. He's scouting property in Tennessee for me. And Denise, of course, Denise has got her ear to the ground, eyes to the listings, and looking for me in Putnam County, Tennessee, which is not too far from where most of my family lives. So that's a possibility. In the meantime, of course, I had to have a place to move into, so I'm moving into an apartment, and I'm doing that. What I'm trying to do when this happened, I'm trying to move about 3 or 4 carloads of boxes and things that I can get into my Prius and take it over to my apartment, so that when moving day comes, the furniture and so forth is not such a big deal. And I have some idea of, I have way too much stuff, to put in this apartment. I mean, I have 3 times more stuff than will fit into, at least 3, than will fit into this apartment. And I have a storage unit that's 5 by 13 that's full. So it's going to be challenging whittling down my things. But I am trying not to get overwhelmed by that. I'm just packing things up and moving them. And so that, you know, when an offer does come, it's not so overwhelming. Packing up is not going to be so overwhelming. And so that's what's happening with that. And I don't know what's going on over there. I see that people are talking about something. Let's see. But Rebecca, you're not spelling mussels right, baby. Mussels is Mussels. And the reason I know that is because I grew up near Duck River, Tennessee. Duck River is one of the top scenic rivers in the country. And it has the largest population of this particular kind of mussel. And if you guys are interested in mussels, I wanted to, let's see, I'm not sure where that piece of paper is, but my brother is a biologist. Well, he's in the state of Virginia, but he's a biologist and he knows all about this stuff. He's a biologist with rivers and streams in the state of Virginia. And he has a guy that was just interviewed on PBS. And he said he offered to have him speak on one of my first Zoom interviews, rather than me having to get on a plane and fly to Virginia and just wear and tear on me. I could just do a Zoom and be on one side and he could be on the other side, and you guys could just tune in and hear all about this fascinating life form. And it's just one of the fantastic parts of nature. And I do have that piece of paper down there with his name on it. But I want to do that. Would you guys be interested in that? Mussels are like these filtration, you know, they're interesting. Just take my word for it. I would sing again if somebody suggests a song that I know. Let's see. Ooh, Kevin, you're making me so hungry. You have no idea. I'm coming to Florida and you're cooking for me, okay? And that's final. 74 degrees. Okay, forget about the mosquitoes. Well, I don't know. But I'm coming to Florida. 74 degrees. And have you cook for me. Jothan. Jothan is going to dig out tomorrow. Let's see, what have we got? Christina, would you like? I asked my brother if he would be the one, and he goes, well, if you want to know about this particular thing, this guy is an expert, and so he did that. But maybe I could do them both. I said to him, well, listen, could you at least just sit in for 10 minutes, and if anybody has questions for you. You know, I don't know if you guys saw a video I did when I did my East Coast trip before I got to Ashland, Kentucky. There's a video that I did with my brother. And, well, I did when I was staying with my brother. And I wonder if I could find that. Let's see. And he took me out on a lake and we stopped for a moment. See if I can find playlist. Okay, playlist. He stopped for a moment and he was talking to me about the lake and the life in the lake and all of that stuff. He's very knowledgeable about Okay, here's the playlist. It's called Ashland, Kentucky. Wait a second. Did I not do that video? I don't see it on here. You've got to be kidding me. Don't tell me I never made that video. Cut it together.
So Lit Mobile just sent me this solar wireless battery pack. I'm excited. Let's see what's inside.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I think I misspoke. That's crazy. Let's see. What are we talking about? Yes, I figured hits. I figured there's got to be snow in India. It's a huge country. Yes, Rebecca, that's true. What are you digging up, Jamila? Wait, what are we talking about? Thank you, Debbie. An offer would be awesome. What do we, I missed something. Let's see. Thank you, Julie. Amal, I get it. I get what we're talking about. Amal says that she harvested her first sweet potato and it felt like she was mining gold. She discovered gold. Oh, and Christina purchased a green stalk vertical planter, and I loved having mine. I sold it to Susan Fahimi because I knew I wouldn't be able to take it with me. You know, when it gets loaded, well, mine was, I had 2 tiers with 3 each, and when that gets loaded up with dirt, it's very heavy. So I knew I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Okay, let's see. Okay. Super chat is available, everybody. Just hit that $ at the bottom and all of your, some of your donation to my channel will make it to my channel. As is always with Google, you know, they take a cut. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I'm going to get that Zoom interview set up. Everybody, I'm supposed to be in Tennessee next weekend. We will see with this major storm that's blowing through our country. I don't know, blowing through North America, I should say. I don't know if I'll make it. Depends on if there's ice and snow in Nashville. If there is not ice and snow in Nashville, I will be coming to you from, let's see, what I want to do, and I hope you guys find this interesting, is, yeah, the 26th, that's next, I mean, that's, yeah, that's next Sunday, the 26th. I will do a live stream. I want to do a live stream from Opryland. You know, Opryland in Nashville. I've never been there, if you can believe. Daryl is the one that told me about it. They have this huge greenhouse. I mean, that's like a restaurant in there, and there's plants everywhere, and it totally blocks out the cold weather. And that's where I want to do my live stream next Sunday. So fingers crossed that this really bad weather just kind of dissipates and that I get a chance to go. And that's where I'll do that next weekend. Oh, Julie had problems with, that surprises me. She had problems growing loofah. The monsoon, I guess the monsoon just blew the flowers off. You needed more protection, I guess. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see, in fairness. Let's see. Ahmed has too many dates. I would love to have my own date tree. That would be so awesome. I don't think that I guess we had a really bad troll, and I was just okay, Kevin. I'll try to get that Zoom thing set up, and let's see. I'm not exactly sure what this person said or did, because I want to report. Okay. I've just reported that person. Let's see. I'm sorry, you guys obviously were affected by someone that was in the live chat, and I really am sorry that I missed that until it was too late, until people were affected. Please forgive me, and thank you, Happy. I didn't even realize you were here. John just gave me a super chat donation. Debbie, you can grow so much stuff in it, and because they sent me one for free, I'm happy to promote them. And also, let me show you the video. If I can get back to that, let me show you the video that I did. I've only done a few promotional type videos, and I did one right here, and I'm going to post the link so you can see what I was growing in it. At the time, I was growing marigolds and cool season vegetables, but you can grow all kinds of stuff. Oh wait, that's not what I meant to copy. One second. That's what I meant to copy. Hold on. Now, who just asked me? Debbie, look at this link right here, or copy it and look at it later. That is a review I did of it. You can see what I was growing in it, but you can grow all kinds of stuff. You can even grow vines. I've grown sweet peas and all this stuff. You just have to, it gets very crowded. And so it's very helpful if you're not in a place that gets a lot of mildew, because I would get mildew on kale, peas, and other things, but radishes and beets, and did really well, and arugula, and all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Julie, I want you to give it another try. And now that you have that, date trees are the bomb, Tobias says. I saw a date tree when I was in Phoenix, interviewing one of the gardeners that I interviewed in Phoenix. By the way, if you're interested in what they grow in Phoenix, where are my Phoenix people today? I haven't even noticed anybody that's here from Phoenix. Usually we do. I wanted to mention, I haven't told you about my new project. Let's see. John, where's John? Oh, John. Let's see. Saad Atola, where are you writing from? Let's see. Gosh, hi, Carl. I mentioned you earlier. Did you just tune in? He's in Galway today, normally in Dublin. It's 8:50. I wasn't going to go over an hour today. Kevin, who are you talking to? Yes. Okay. So I wanted to tell you about my new project. Okay. So if you tuned in last week, you know, I mentioned that I was going down to see a garden last Sunday, and I did. And I wasn't too excited at first because just of she had sent me pictures and things, and I wasn't sure how things could work out, how I was thinking about having a garden after this garden. But this is a completely different kind of thing, and I'm very excited about it because the homeowner, she is so knowledgeable about plants. First of all, she's vegan, so they eat mountains of produce. And right now she's homeschooling her last child, 13, and he has some health issues, so she's juicing and baking and very, very busy, and she doesn't have time. They're in a new location. She used to be my neighbor 3 blocks away, and she was making her own biodynamic compost, and I was not, we weren't connected. So I happened to be at the Waldorf School last week, and if you're aware of Rudolf Steiner and biodynamic agriculture, Rudolf Steiner, who also started the Waldorf schools around the world, which is a very different kind of approach to education. My son was one of my sons was in the Waldorf school for 6 years, and she is a certified Waldorf teacher, not teaching now, but and she's also studied agriculture, and she's studied a lot of the Steiner biodynamic agriculture. So she's going to be a great person. I don't know if she managed to tune in. I asked her if she could tune in and just say hello. Her name is Moira, and she will be, what we're going to do is she's making an arrangement with a manufacturer of raised beds, and she is going to get donations or discounted raised beds, and we're going to start section by section in her front yard. And she's even going to have Eric come down. So Eric will be doing the heavy lifting and digging. And we're going to completely, I won't say completely, because there are 4 established fruit trees in the front yard. We're not touching those, but almost everything else is going to get moved, potted, illuminated, changed, so that the rest of the front yard can be growing edible plants. And the very first, and so what I am going to make a series of videos about each stage of this process. And I'm very excited. So this is going to, hopefully this project will take me to the point where I have my own garden. And so this is where I'm going to be getting my content in the next few weeks. By the way, speaking of content, I did not get a video made this past week, which is probably the first time in 7 years that that's happened. Just with the moving and this thing and everything, it just did. And of course, like everybody else knows, there's not much going on out here. I've got a lot of things blooming, but I've already showed you those. And I posted a big post on Instagram with 10, 12, 11 pictures of things that are blooming in my garden, just for all those people who've got brown sticks to look out the window at, or 12 feet of snow. I've got my camellia, my fuchsia camellia bush just exploded. It is incredible. And then I have marigolds, and I have my whole rosemary bush is full of blooms, and even I've got roses coming. So there's a lot of stuff blooming here because it doesn't freeze here, and so things keep going. Another exciting thing about this project is Jack Davis from Phoenix is going to help. She's going to be consulting. And I've already consulted with her, and she is going to be sending me a number of groups of seeds for this garden. And we're going to grow the kinds of plants that someone who eats only vegetables and fruits would appreciate, loaded with nutrition. And she doesn't have a lot of time. So what I want to do is I want to build her a garden that doesn't take constant care, so that I can step away and be gone for a week and come back, on the weekend and not have everything eaten down by cabbage worms, so to speak. So Jack has made a number of suggestions to me that I'm excited about. Namely, let's see, bay leaf. We're going to have a bay leaf bush, and did you know that gardenia flowers are edible? I didn't know that. And she already has gardenias. We're going to move those. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to do, but we're going to do it in stages. And so you have those videos to look forward to. We're actually starting on February 1st, because next weekend, hopefully, I'll be in Tennessee. Let me see if I can catch up. Grandma Sandy, hello. Let's see. I don't have gardenias here. I wish I did. Let's see. What are we talking about? Hey, Grandma Sandy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Janice Diaz. Oh my gosh. Are you still in the Middle East? I haven't heard from you in a long time. Happy New Year. Go back and listen to the RA. Wait, RA, are you in Phoenix? I forgot. You are in Phoenix. That's right. No, it's March. March 6th to 9th. April, I'm going to go back to Texas, Austin. I don't have that planned yet, but that's my plan. Sometime between the 6th and the 19th, I'm going to be in Austin. And in Phoenix, we could grab those calendars, you guys, if you've downloaded them. Mine are right over here. Just as a reminder, I actually am going back to, I haven't written it on here yet. Let's do that right now. Rebecca, do you have your calendars downloaded? I know that Rebecca has downloaded my late bloomer calendar planners. I am going to be, and did you guys realize that this is a leap year? So there are 29 days in February this year. February is my birth month. I'm going to be 49 again. And I don't know exactly how long I'm going to be gone, but on the 28th and 29th, I'm definitely going to be in Nashville again, because I was in a sorority in college called Zeta Tau Alpha, and the members of my particular chapter are having a reunion. And so big if, but if I don't make it to Nashville this coming weekend because of bad weather, I will definitely be in Nashville the end of February. So that's for sure. And let's just go ahead and as a reminder, this is January. Let's go ahead and set up. I better talk to him first, but I'm going to get that Zoom set up with my brother and with the biologist in Virginia. March is 6th through, I'm going to Phoenix on March 6th to the 9th. So 6th and 9th are travel days. So I'm assuming 7th and 8th are when we're going to organize gatherings with my Phoenix. I have a lot of Phoenix gardeners, and I'm hoping that Miracle Haven Garden and all of the people that I love so much over there are able to come together, so that I am not having to, Phoenix is so huge, and to try to go and see everybody. I mean, we would just be driving like for 2.5, 3 solid days. So let's see. Christina, what did you say? My what will not leave the soil after my hands? No, my hands will not leave the soil. It's funny. Let's see. I hope I can motivate you, Grandma Sandy. How is your husband? I hope he's doing a little bit better. And let's see. The Little Farmer's Farm is tuned in. That is, I'm afraid it's not Ben. That's the first name that came to my mind, and I'm afraid I'm wrong. But I know you're in Manchester. So, England. It's not Ben, it's 2 syllables. Oh, my brain. But welcome, Little Farmer's Farm. And just whenever anyone signs in, if your name is not in your Google name, like if it doesn't say Grandma Sandy, so we know your name is Sandy, then just say, hey, everybody, it's so-and-so from so-and-so, and that would be awesome. Johnny, your birthday's February 26th. Well, you're, let's see, what comes after Aquarius? I forget. Let's see. Tony. You know, I should just say, okay, Tony, because my friend in Wales is Tony. Okay. Let's see. Gilbert, you're right. And my son is 29, so that'd be a little tough. But yeah, I'm going to be 29. And I think I'll have a 29th birthday. Okay, everybody, I want to tell you about my new place. Okay, I'm starting to, you know, I was just disassociated with the place I'm moving, but as I've been over there a few more times, I've gotten more associated with my new place and fell. But I'm going to have an all-white kitchen because it's a small kitchen, and if everything is white, it's going to look bigger, and it's going to reflect more light for my videos. And it's got a really sunny window over the sink. I haven't figured out how I'm going to set my camera up, but I am going to shoot videos in my kitchen there. And the very first thing, and I'm doing the first one this week, so you'll have that to look forward to. And I don't even have a refrigerator yet. I've been trying to find a refrigerator that's vintage looking. And there is one at Home Depot, but it got all these reviews that were, you know, this apartment building was built in the 1930s. And so it has molded, you know, crown molding and higher ceilings and stuff. But you know, they painted the entire apartment, every single thing, bright white. So I am going to do a video. I was sent a little plant. You'll see it in the video, but I was sent a little plant thing that you grow microgreens or sprouts, and it's really cool. It doesn't require any soil, and it's perfect for apartment growing. By the way, where's my Bronx apartment person that has 130 plants? She didn't tune in today, did she? What was her name? Anybody remember? Anyway, I am going to set this up and show you my kitchen, just the kitchen, because there's just boxes everywhere else. But you'll see, I'm gonna try to construct this kit, think very carefully and figure out how I can have, I want to have a rolling cart so that for seedlings, and have it be able to roll it, you know, when I'm not using the kitchen or when I'm out. I just roll it by the sink with the curtains way open, and it'll get a lot of light. And because there's so much white, you know, you don't just have to have direct light when you're growing stuff. You can also use bounced light, reflected light. And my old neighbor across the street, he's been long gone, but he used to tell me that a lot, you know, that, you know, don't forget the reflected light that's coming off, for example, the wall of your house outside. And that's another thing we're going to use at this new location, Moira's property. Her house is painted bright white, and she gets blasting morning sun coming at her this way. So I feel confident that we can put raised beds right by the front of the house, and which, you know, you can't move. The plants are only going to be, this side is only going to be facing the sun, but that sun is going to be hitting that wall behind the plants and reflecting it back against the plants. So I feel pretty confident that we're going to be able to grow a lot of stuff in those raised beds. Hello, nice to meet you. Oh, Blink Park YB1, you woke up late. Yes, I'm going to be getting off soon. I feel like an hour and a half. Felice. Oh, FRY? That's interesting. Vintage looking Fry's Electronics. I didn't see that when I was Googling, and I'll have to look up and see where that is for a fridge. She's trying to decide, the building manager is trying to, what I want to find is a fridge and a stove that are retro, that kind of match, you know. And I want to get a small stove because I'm not going to be cooking that much. And I want to get a new stove because I want to get a convection oven, which is more energy efficient. And you can get a 24-inch stove with 4 burners, and that's plenty for what I need for just myself. And I will save 6 inches of space in that kitchen. So thank you, Felice. First of all, Felice, for tuning in at all. I am so happy. And let's see. Where did Brian? Where's Brian? Let's see. Yes, Tony. My friend in Wales is Tony. Yes. Did you? And the fact that you're asking, I have a feeling you never saw my my videos with Tony, which I'm going to share with you right now. Here's the first one, I think. Yeah. I did 2 videos with Tony. There's the first one, Tony. And let's see, whoops. Here's the second one, which is just a continuation. There's the second one. So please be sure and watch those and hit the like button and stuff. Tony from Little Farmer's Farm. Yes, actually, Tony, I made this huge journey to see Tony, and I was literally there for 2 hours. It's crazy. I mean, I've done things like that before, but I mean, it was a long drive there, and it was a long drive to the next location. And we had places to go and people to see. So but I would have loved to have spent 2 days there. However, I did go too early. He had giant vegetables growing and potatoes, and of course bees, and he had an orchard. His orchard is separate from where his vegetable plots are, and he's got a big allotment. But he has been very helpful to me, and I love the guy, and I would love to go back this summer and see him again. And hello, nice to meet you is from Northern Ireland. Fantastic. And Carl is still on from well, he's in Galway today. Is that what you're saying, Carl? Are you saying, oh my gosh, amazing? Let's see. Okay. We do have a family, don't we? Jack Frost, this is, we're talking about gardening. I have a gardening channel, and we're talking about all things related to gardening, indoors, outdoors, etc., etc. But we cover a lot of other things too. This is a real family, and you're welcome to join the family as long as you're like-minded and enjoy that sort of thing. Let's see. Okay. That's true, Julie. And I don't know if you guys ever saw this video. You need to see this video. Let's see, Amsterdam. This woman, I don't hear from her much anymore. Let's see. What? No. What is the name of that? Oh, shoot. She had, I'll show you a link in just a second. She had found these mirrors that were so cool. She has a very long and skinny backyard, kind of allotment backyard that was an entire food forest. She had chickens, she had everything in this long, skinny thing behind her condo. And let me scroll down to find it. And she had found these. Wow, that was a while ago. She had found these mirrors that were curved, wavy. Netherlands, backyard garden tour. Yep.
So Lit Mobile just sent me this solar wireless battery pack. I'm
sorry. Here is the, so that's kind of a long link. I'm sorry. I could have gotten a better link. Let's go here, Netherlands. If I had just put in Netherlands, but no, I put in Amsterdam. That was not the right thing. She found these wavy looking mirrors that were so cool that became, come on, Kaye, you really can do this. You can. She had mounted, because her backyard garden was walled off on either side. There, that's a better link. It was long and skinny, and it was, I guess it's about, her fence was maybe 6 feet tall from either side, and she had found these mirrors that were like about that long, and they were wavy like that. So they were really cool, and they added this whole sort of design element to, and then she had them on both sides because the sun would go over like this. So in the morning, that would kick, and in the afternoon, that would kick, and it was brilliant. So what else are we talking about? Jack, who are you talking about? And do you have a garden? Okay, Gilbert, and Kate's probably that one, Jack. This one? This is my new hat. This is my new garden hat. Ooh, doesn't work. Okay. There we go. I got this on my Christmas trip. How you like it? I really like it because, I mean, it would be even better if the brim was like 1 more inch this way. It's a little bit fat here. My head's not that big. I wish it was more like that. You know, I need it like 1 size down, but when someone gives you a hat that's almost perfect, what are you going to do, right? What is second surface mirrors as opposed to first surface mirrors, Sadatola? I really don't know what you mean. Blink Park wants to know what is my favorite plant to grow, and that would have to be tomatoes, because watermelon and tomatoes and corn, as I mentioned in my very first season of Late Bloomer, those are my 3 favorite foods to eat. Fresh corn, fresh tomatoes, and watermelon, fresh watermelon. Hands down, if I could just live on that, and it was always fresh and organic, and that would be it. I'd be happy. But watermelon doesn't grow well here. There's so much mildew. I have so much mildew on tomatoes too. And I love growing corn, but you know, you go to all this trouble. You got this big plant, and then you got 2 little. I mean, you got two ears on each plant. So corn takes up a lot of space, and if you're in a small space garden like I am, you're gonna be much better off growing something that grows on a vine like a tomato, because with one vine you can have one indeterminate vine. You know, tomatoes are determinates and indeterminates. And if you have an indeterminate heirloom vine, it'll just keep growing the whole season, and you'll get more and more tomatoes, unless you get, you know, problems, which, you know, there's a lot of problems growing heirloom vegetables. Mildew, you know, bugs and rats really love them. And so it's challenging, but tomatoes, hands down. In fact, oh dear. You can buy my tomato DVD from any page of my website, and I'll send you one. I only have a handful, so better get one while I still got them. It seemed like, I think what I did was 2 days ago, I think they all went over to the other place, because I'm starting to decommission. By the way, I showed you all of these last week, right? These cabinets with my negatives and prints, that is completely empty. All that stuff is gone over. So I'm just doing this in stages. Thank you, Haffy. Lori Marco. Okay, Lori, that is such a huge subject. What do I do for mildew? I have tried everything. If you live in a place that freezes, you don't have to worry so much about mildew, because a lot of the spores will die back when it freezes. But I don't, so they just accumulate year after year. And when I first started growing all this stuff, I didn't have all these problems. But now it's like all I have to do is just plant something, and the mildew goes, "Yay, she's back!" And so I spray with neem, I spray with milk, I spray. You know, you can use 10%, 15% milk in water, in a gallon of water. You can spray regularly. It suppresses, it doesn't kill, because there's more spores everywhere. And every time the wind blows, the spores go all over. As well as if you water, you know, it's more prevention stuff than it is killing, because if you water your plants from overhead, it will splash the ground and splash back up the spores from the ground onto the bottom, which is why you always see powdery mildew come up from the bottom of the plants. And if Rebecca's still on, she probably knows even more about it. Selena Ramirez. Selena, you're the one in the Bronx, right? Because I just gave you a shout out like a few minutes ago. Blue Moon is here. Hello. Daryl is always reminding me about all the stuff I can grow in Tennessee, and I can't wait. I can also grow them in Phoenix, though, Daryl. You know. So anyway, to answer your question, Lori, the best thing to do is prevention. Take preventative measures with your plants. Don't crowd your plants. Don't water from above. There's a little. I wish you could see. Let's see if you can see that. Can you see that bird in my bird bath? And you see how this is important, people. If you have a bird bath, it's taking a bath in the bird. So if you have a bird bath, make sure you put a stone in the middle, because the water could be 2 inches deep. And you see that it's sitting on that stone in the middle and just having a nice splash. Ooh, look at that. It took a dip and right back out. Oh, nice little bath there. So you can certify, if you have a garden, you can certify it through the national, if you're in the US, I presume, you can certify it through the National Wildlife Federation if you provide shelter, which is, places for them to nest and build nests and hide. Shelter, water, and food. So, of course, if you have hummingbird feeders, if you have flowers to provide nectar for hummingbirds, then you can do that, and of course provide water for birds. And the thing is, if you have a stone in your bird bath, bees can land on that and not drown. Because if you have a bird bath and it's just like that, it's just a shallow bowl, a bee can't stand on the side and like reach down a half an inch or an inch to the water level without the risk of falling in and possibly drowning. So if you have a nice flat, kind of flattish type stone in the middle of your bird bath, bees can sit on the side of that and get water. And believe it or not, bees drink an enormous amount of water. I didn't realize this until I went to England, and I was interviewing. Are you guys watching these videos that I'm posting? Because this is Cotswold. I think this was in Cotswold, and nothing comes up for Cotswold. What about Stowe? Stowe? Yes. In this particular video, Kat and JP's allotment garden, and you're going to love this, Tony. Watch this. That's a beautiful allotment garden. Well, once again, it was early, so things were just starting to come up. But they talk about in there how much water bees drink, and I had no idea. So you really do. If you want bees in your garden, you need to provide a water source. So think about that, having a stone in the middle so they can sit on the side, or even if you get a stone that has a little bit of a indentations, once you fill that, there'll be like water for them to drink in those little indentations. So yeah. Oh, good. You heard the shout out. Thank you, Selena. Saldada, good morning. I don't know what we're talking about. Lynn, are you talking about for mildew? If so, she's talking about baking soda and detergent soap. But I would think that that would also be good for, hey, Rambo, where are you writing from, and do you have a garden? Burnt. Hello, Kaye. Just have to say how much I appreciate your channel. Best regards from, in Norway. You know, Burnt. There was someone writing from Sweden earlier and asking about when should they start seeds. And I'm going, do I have anybody from up in that area? And there you are. I follow a young man on Instagram. I actually put him in my video. He is in, I want to say Bern. Is Bern in Norway? It has to be. No, that's Switzerland. What am I thinking? Oh gosh. I did that such a long time ago. I did a video with some children. One was in Germany, one was in Berlin, and one was in Norway. Bergen, Norway. That's where he is. I follow a young man from Bergen, Norway, and I really wanted to go up there. It was so close. It would have been an hour flight from Hamburg, I think. And I really wanted to, but it didn't happen. Thank you, RA. I'm looking for cowboy boots now. You know, my son is now in Texas, and I really feel like I need to embrace, you know, the Western look. You know, I just have to find a pair of boots that's comfortable on my foot, and that's not easy to find. Hi, Maddie in Iceland. Where have you been? Let's see. Who else did I miss while I was talking? Did everybody hit the thumbs up button? Let's see. Queens. Sorry, Queens. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, all that stuff sounds great, Gilbert. Yes, they do, Amal. They absolutely do. And they just sit there and wait for water or rain to help them be transported, so, like certain seeds do. Jack, are you talking about the bird? That's amazing, John. It always amazed me. I lived in Colorado for like 3 or 4 years in Aspen when I was very young, and it always amazed me that there could be all this snow on the ground and the air was dry. I'm going, how's that possible? I don't get it, but it's true. Oh, Bert, that is an excellent question. Where is a good place to place a bee hotel? I would say near your flower source, but in a protected place. And do you have the bee hotel already made? Because you can make your own bee hotel. And Jack Davis did one that was amazing. And I featured that in one of the videos with her. She used little sticks with holes. So I guess it was little bamboo tubes or something. Plus I had a mason bee house. I actually purchased it. I didn't make it. I had a mason bee house out here for 2 seasons, but mason bees, interestingly enough, mason bees are great pollinators, but they only come at a certain point in the spring, and then that's it. It's not like they live here, and you know, I don't know where my bees live. I have so many bees that come to my garden, and I don't know where they live. But this mason bee house, you're supposed to put it on a south-facing wall that's warm. So I put it on the back of my house, but it wasn't near any flowers. And I never noticed that it was populated ever. And if you remember, I also put a bat house, because this is a wildlife certified property. And I hung a bat house from the what would that be? South. How can you have north, south? You can't. Sunsets in the west, northwest, on the northwest wall of this house. And I never noticed that it had any bats. And I know that when we first came to live in this house, we had bats. I remember the bats flying around back up. But then there was a lot more old-time foliage in these trees that got all torn down. There were California redwoods, 2 of them over here and 1 of them over here, huge, 50 feet, big old trees. And then this huge tree over here had a huge owl that lived there. And every night it would be whoo, whoo, whoo. It was fantastic. It was so amazing. And then of course the developers came in and just flattened that lot and those 2 over there. And that was the end of that. But I never got any. I was trying to encourage bats to come back by hanging that bat house up there, because did you know a bat can eat 5,000? Kevin, are you still on? A bat can eat 5,000 mosquitoes in a night, and they're blind. It's like they fly around and they can find a mosquito, 5,000 of them, and eat them in one night. You want to have protection against mosquitoes, you get bats. Oh, Stephen, is that where you are? Mildengren, where are you? I forget. I would love to go up there. I would love to go up there. In fact, the previous owners of this house, she was Swedish. She is Swedish. And she was Swedish. And the reason that they sold this house and I wound up here is because they had a 10 and a 12-year-old boy and girl, and they were and he was older. He was getting ready to retire, and they were going to go back to Sweden. She's from Sweden. She's an artist. And that's why I have an art studio in the back of this property. And one main reason that I wanted to buy this property is because of the art studio. So I would love to go visit up there. Where are we? Amal, I do have a watering system, and it's very hodgepodge. And by hodgepodge, I mean it's not the best. And if anybody is starting out and they have the funds, I recommend doing a new watering system. And you should not mix. The problem with my system is that I've mixed 1/2 inch with 1/4 inch drip system. It doesn't, as well as the up sprayer things. So I've got all this stuff mixed together, which means that something's going to break down, something's not going to work right. And the water pressure you can't control. There's no timer on it. It's ancient. So I highly recommend a 1/4 inch drip system for raised beds, for vegetables, and for longer areas. I highly recommend 1/2 inch drip system for your fruit trees and everything. But it's a bad idea to put these systems on the same water line, because the water pressure is not, there's something always going wrong. So yes, that's what I have. Happy, not sure if that is too early, as I won't be planting outdoors till May at the earliest. What do I think, Kaye? Wow, Pippi Pappy said they had an 80-foot redwood. I know, redwoods are amazing. And you know what's most amazing about redwoods is the root system of this massive tree. And of course, I did a video about this. I've done a video about a lot of things when I went up to Big Sur. So Pippi Pappy, look up my Big Sur. Go to my channel and look up my Big Sur videos. But the root system of the redwoods is very shallow. And my brother, who's a biologist, confirmed this. It's all right around the ground. And you think, how can this monstrous tree stand up and not get blown down? And well, occasionally they do, but they go for centuries standing there with this very shallow root system. And a lot of it has to do with the biology on the forest floor and the mycorrhizae and the fungi, and it's all interconnected. And nowhere do you realize how interconnected nature is until you step into a forest. Highly recommend it. Hakimi, it's interesting you should say that, because my friend Mumbai Balcony Gardener has a stingless bee hive on her balcony garden, because she's always out on her balcony and those bees would be just coming right into her living room. So she has those. Yes, good luck on that, Haffy. You don't really need to do that yet. I wouldn't think you'd need to do that before the middle of February. Oh, but maybe that's what you're thinking. Because with that short growing season, my friend Steve had a problem growing. I think you left a question earlier. Had a problem with his short growing season growing the loofah. So I don't know how loofah is going to do for you, John. Happy. Daryl says only 59 days till spring. That's 2 months. And Blue Moon, let's see. I am not thinking of raising bees, Steve, at Deadly Wound. No, I'm not. I'm going to be trying to, I'm going to let Daryl do that. Daryl, get those beehives started, Daryl, will you? I'll help you, but no, I'm not going to take that on. I wish I could. If I had help, I would do all of that. I would have chickens for sure. I would have chickens, and I would have a pond, and I would have ducks on the pond, just like Doug and Stacy. Oh, Stephen, you're in Thousand Oaks, but you're from Sweden. Okay. Well, and I keep calling you Stephen because for some reason it seems like you told me that your name is Stephen. It just says W on your name. But you should come down and visit me before I go. Pippy Pappy, yes, you can ask a question if it's appropriate. T.O. Fane. Gosh, T.O. Fane has followed me for such a long time. Thank you so much for asking about my mother. I hope to see her on Friday. She is in decline. She's losing weight, and they can't seem to get her to eat enough to keep up her strength. But that's how she's doing. And you know what? If you guys, I'll try to do. Wow. I'd love to do a live stream with my mother, just making a short appearance. I could do a very short one when I'm visiting her from the assisted living place. If you guys would like to see my mother, I might be able to do that. Helder 1234-ish. Amsterdam. Spring is almost here. Really? Seems a little soon. I would love to visit Amsterdam again. Bye, R.A. Okay. Oh, we're going to have to, Kevin, we're going to have to share that with Carolyn too. Carolyn, I haven't seen her today, but she's in Colorado as well. Mernita Burnett, hang in there. Mr. Ibrahim, hey, do you have a garden and where are you writing from? Lynn, are you going? Oh, happy, that's fantastic. People ask me if I'm a master gardener, and I'm not. I didn't get that certification. It takes, one of the big things, and I learned this when I did the trip to Ashland, is because I interviewed the woman who runs the program, the Master Gardeners program, at the extension office, as well as talking to two gals who took the program. And, a big part of it is the volunteer, which is a lot of hours. And if all I was doing was gardening, I would absolutely do that. But I got a lot of stuff going on. And a big part of is the volunteer hours, which is a great thing to do. And it would be great to have that at some point. But right now I'm just a little bit on overload. Hey, Nancy Canyon from San Diego. And Manita says she's watching from Japan. That's fantastic. Okay, Lynn, you take care. Okay, I'm going to write that down. This is going to get buried. It's KASKEERWEER. And you are in, where'd you say you're in Amsterdam? Okay. I'm assuming you're growing vegetables as well. And I'm assuming you have a greenhouse because it's a little too early. Fantastic. And Mr. Ibrahim has tuned in from Dubai. That's fantastic. We had, I think, oh, I'm getting confused about where everybody is. Okay, everybody, it is now 9:41. I did not mean to stay on for an hour and 41 minutes. I was going to stay on for just an hour. So I'm going to get off. I do have an open house today. I've got to get everything perfect and put back in order for that. And next week, God willing, I will be in Tennessee visiting my mother and family and friends, and then I will be back. And then again, I'll be back in Tennessee in February. In Phoenix, don't forget, 6th to the 9th, I'll be in Phoenix. In April, from sometime between the 6th and the 19th, I'll be in Austin, Texas. And there's another opportunity I have in Texas. I'll just mention it very quickly. I have a friend in Lubbock who has a very small vineyard. And she has her own label of Chianti. And she wants me to come and help her with her weed problem. So that should be interesting. She's going to fly me over and I haven't seen her in a long time. It'd be a great opportunity for me to learn about growing grapes for wine, because I don't know. And I've never done that. And, but I've dealt with some weeds. So that should be interesting. And everybody, thank you so much. Tony, thank you for joining from Manchester. Mernita, Burnett. Let us know what's in the garden. If you mean in my garden right now, I just have my scaled down garden of fruit trees, flowers, nasturtium, and herbs, and some lettuces and chard and bok choy. And Mernita, if you're on Instagram, go to Late Bloomer Show, and you can see all the flowers that I posted this week. There's about 11 different pictures of what's blooming in my garden right now, which is quite a bit. So thanks so much, everyone. Tune in next time at 8 o'clock if you can, because we talk about so many things. I promise you, I'm not going to continue to do 1 hour and 41 minute live streams. I'm going to try to keep it to an hour. So make sure that you can, if you can, tune in between 8 and 9 Pacific Standard Time, and get your questions answered. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful week. I love you all. God bless you. Thanks for joining.